Hello Taurus, and welcome to your April 2021 reading. I hope you're doing well, and let's get right into this reading. Find out what's going to happen. All right, Spirit. Well, let's find out what's going to happen in April for Taurus. Oh, there we go. I guess those three are it. They wanted to pop out. Okay, so we have under Spirit, Intuition and Manifestation. There we go. Under Consciousness, we have Dark Thoughts. Okay. And under Events, we have Commitment. That's just going to glare. Okay, so let me think about this for a second. It feels like you're intuitively manifesting something that you want, but at the same time, there's fear involved. That's where the dark thoughts. So you do want some kind of commitment. And you've used your intuition and your ability to make things manifest to get to this point. This is going to be happening, and there's going to be some kind of event in April. And I think right now you see that coming, but there's a fear involved with this commitment. Maybe it's the commitment itself, maybe just having a fear of commitment, or what the commitment represents. Like he's signing some kind of contract. It's easy to look at commitment and see this guy here and think, oh, this is a commitment of relationship. And, you know, there's a woman here and a guy here. I don't think that's entirely what's going on here. It's a commitment of something else. But I need to get more information. So let's find out some more. All right, Spirit, please tell me more about Taurus in April of 2021. Let's get some more information. Let's clear this up a little bit about dark thoughts and commitment and intuition and manifestation. All right, Spirit, tell me about April for Taurus. We have Traveler, move in a new direction. Okay. We have Shaman, trust in higher forces. Sage, be devoted and committed. Okay. Okay, so there's definitely something around around commitment. And White Witch, be the light. Which to me looks like this card as well. Okay, so as far as intuition, trusting the higher forces, move in a new direction with commitment. So whatever there's a fear. There's definitely a fear of this commitment. There's a fear of trusting in the higher forces, even though you've been, I don't want to say meddling, but you've been playing with intuition, manifestation, maybe the law of attraction, that sort of thing. And you're realizing that you do have power in a sense, or that you can do more than you maybe hoped for or realized, or more is happening faster than you thought you could manifest. But, you know, be the light, step into this. So maybe it's a commitment of this. Maybe you're realizing that you have a power or an ability to make things work in your favor. Maybe like I said, it's coming about strongly or quickly, much more than you anticipated. But keep going, be devoted, keep moving in this new direction and trust in it, because it is good for you. Even though there's a lot of fear around it, face that fear. Be committed to facing that fear. Be committed and devoted to being the light, being this higher self, or moving in a new direction into your higher self, move into your spirituality, move into your intuition and live in that. And that is maybe the commitment that is the scary thought, the dark thoughts. Maybe you're worried about, this is a white witch, so that would seem more like positive type of manifestation versus a negative. And I think maybe the dark thoughts are like, oh, if I can make this happen, then I can make not necessarily positive things happen as well. And well, that is true, because we all have that capacity to create, whether it be positive, negative, dark, light, that kind of thing. But if you're devoted and committed to being the light and being the best that you can be in that regard, you won't have to worry about making negative things happen. Maybe you're worried about accidentally making negative things happen. Well, sometimes things just happen and your intent is good, and then something else happens, and it might hurt yourself, it might hurt another, but you have to trust in the higher forces, because somebody is being affected by what you're doing or saying, right? And they respond negatively. Well, that might be a trigger for their growth, and you don't need to feel guilty about or regret about maybe triggering that in someone, or even triggering that in yourself, because that is part of the growth process. If for some reason people around you start getting fearful or something as you go through this process, there might be people that leave your life or distance themselves, and that's okay. And it's okay for them, and it's okay for you. That doesn't mean that it's not just, time apart for a little bit because you aren't understanding each other. You're going in a new direction, down a new path. Some people aren't going to understand, but at the same time, sometimes those people are just not kind of vibrating at your level anymore, and it's okay to let them go. It's okay for them to be on their path and to travel their direction, which might be separate from yours. And that could be part of the dark thoughts and the fear too, is because you are going in this new direction, and you can tell, your intuition is telling you that it's taking you away from people around you, your loved ones. And maybe they're not understanding, and maybe they don't want to understand. And that's okay too. I know it's hard. I totally understand that following your own path can be scary, can be lonely, can hurt. But there's a lot of blessings and positivity that comes from it, because when you are being more authentic to who you are and what you believe, you get to feel more comfortable in your own skin. You get to feel good about who you are and what you're doing and how you are showing up in the world. So let's get some more information. All right, Spirit. Tell me a little bit more about April for Taurus. Ooh. Tell me about April 2021 for Taurus. One more. Okay, we have the Hermit. Yeah, this might leave you feeling alone for a little while, and that's okay. The Hierophant. Yeah, you're leaving old ideas, old traditions, old dogma beliefs. Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're walking away. Walking away from old emotional commitments. King of Wands. Balanced action and impulse, and then Two of Swords. Okay. Like I said, walking away is not easy, or people around you walking away. Eight of Cups is about leaving behind old emotional ideas. The Hierophant can be about old, traditions. It's not necessarily a negative card because traditional spirituality, philosophies, ways of life do a lot of good for a lot of people in their level of understanding and spirituality. But with this new direction, it is going to feel like you're on your own. But if you see, you're going through a portal here. You're on your own, and you're leaving behind these older ideas. Like I said, the older, more traditional spiritual type of things, and you're letting go of old loves, old heartfelt emotions that have to do with other, I think, people. You're leaving behind certain people, but you have this is happening with a lot of maturity, or you will get to this point of maturity where, as the King of Wands, you're action oriented, but it's balanced. You're not just so impulsive that you just go forward without thinking about how it's going to affect other people. So there's a maturity to this that will help you with being the light, with being this spiritual sage, maybe like a leader of some kind, or a person with a lot of wisdom, a person, as you become this person with that other people could look up to, like, because you'd be the king, right? You're mature, and people will come to you for advice. Maybe not the people you're leaving behind, at least right now, or separating from. They could always come back. They just might need some time. You might need some time. But as far as the Two of Swords goes, this can be you're going to defend yourself, right? You are maturing. You are this person that can be looked up to and be asked for advice and wisdom, and you're going to protect that. I think you're going to defend that, and it's still going to feel kind of hard, but in your mind that this is your true self, and you're not going to let others keep you from that. In other traditional tarot, she's got her swords like crossed in front of her and a blindfold. But with this card, it feels, it's kind of a darker color, and so it does feel a little bit like hermit, a little bit lonely. But you realize that either you're here or you're not, right? That's two. It's one or the other, and you're going to choose this being the wise sage, being this person that's, trusting in higher forces. You are going to be the light, the white witch, the person who has great intuition and manifestation skills, and you're going to commit to that, to be this. And the other choice just isn't possible, but there's that just a little bit of sadness, or a little bit of, but the growth offsets that, leaving behind the older traditions. And maybe at some point you can like combine them a little, like you can take the best of older ideas of spirituality or philosophy, or ideas of right and wrong, or the duality. That's what this is symbolizing for me, the duality of being in the middle of duality. It's not an easy place to be, to understand both light and dark are necessary, positive and negative, right? Yin, yang, good, bad, positive, negative, all that is, and to stand in the middle and stand here knowingly and justifiably that both sides are needed, old and new, right? It's not an easy thing, but you're going to do it, and you have the maturity to do it. So you don't act on, like I said, the dark thoughts. You're going to find this maturity where yes, you might have dark thoughts, but you also have light thoughts. You have the White Witch, and you're going to have the maturity to know the difference and to balance both of those and know that and understand and accept you have a dark side and a light side, just like everybody else, which also brings back to being mature and being able to advise people and being having authority in that regard. Okay. All right. So I want to pull an animal card. You've already got an owl here, which shows wisdom. So if you see owls in April, that's a message from Spirit. You know, they've got your back. They're with you. I'd like to pull another animal to see what else there is to find out to help you along. And maybe you are going into witchcraft. Maybe that's the maybe that's the hard part that is so difficult, because that is less than a traditional. Let's say you're coming from Catholicism and you're moving into more of a nature paganism or witchcraft or Wicca, you know, that sort of thing. And that is a hard journey. Make no mistake, that is not easy. I had a lot of problems when I moved through my spirituality too. A lot of family members. I even got excommunicated for a while. So I get it. This is not easy. All right, so this card wants to pop up. We have Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. So there may be some challenges when you talk to loved ones, friends, families, colleagues, whatever. They're going to challenge you, and you're going to need to think on your feet. And this is kind of, maybe makes me think, defend yourself. But don't be defensive, but don't let somebody's not thoughtful saying upset you or get you off track. But you may have to think on your feet. There might be somebody that's really important to you that slams either your thought process or your belief, and you might just have to think on your feet for a little bit. But that's what Fox Spirit is here for. So if you see a fox, you know, out, well, I wouldn't necessarily see it out in the physical world, but you know, like on Facebook or any social media or whatever, you're, you know, reading a book, there's a picture of a fox, you know, anything, or an owl, know that that is Spirit with you, guiding you. Okay. And then I have one last card. Let's see what the fairies want to say. All right, Spirit, tell me about, what do you want? Fairies, what do you want to say for April for Taurus? What advice do you have? We have fairy tales, letting go, detachment, moving on. Yeah. 8 of Cups as well. So that's just Spirit confirming, yep, it's time to move on. It's time to follow the path that you want to follow, that is calling you, and trust in those higher forces. Be committed and be devoted to this, because this is going to bring you your greatest happiness, your greatest fulfillment. All right. I think that's everything I see. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Other than that, have a wonderful day. And remember, be the light that you wish to see in this world. Namaste.